We all know him, the jolly man in a red suit, the giver of gifts, the symbol of Christmas joy, Santa Claus. But what if I told you that the Santa we know today is a modern mask for a figure whose real identity has been shrouded in mystery, legend, and centuries of forgotten history? What if I told you that Saint Nicholas, the inspiration behind Santa Claus, was far more complex, powerful, and controversial than we've been led to believe? In this video, I'm going to strip away the layers of myth and reveal the true identity of Saint Nicholas. We'll uncover dark conspiracies, ancient secrets, and strange truths that have been buried for centuries. Stick with me until the end, because the hidden story of Saint Nicholas is one you can't afford to miss. It's not just about Christmas cheer, it's about the real man behind the myth and the truth they don't want you to know. When we think of Santa Claus, we picture a rosy-cheeked, plump man flying across the sky in a sleigh. But the legend of Santa Claus actually starts with a real person, Saint Nicholas of Myra. Born around 270 AD in what is now modern-day Turkey, Saint Nicholas was a Christian bishop known for his acts of generosity and kindness. He was said to perform miracles and give selflessly to those in need. One of the most famous stories is of Nicholas secretly helping a poor man by providing dowries for his 3 daughters, tossing bags of gold through their window at night. This image of Saint Nicholas as a benevolent gift-giver formed the roots of the Santa Claus legend. But here's where things get interesting. While Nicholas was revered as a saint, there are hidden aspects of his life and legacy that take us far beyond the warm and fuzzy stories we learned as children. So who was he really? Was he simply a kind-hearted bishop? Or is there more to this tale than meets the eye? Saint Nicholas wasn't just known for gift-giving. He was also famous for his miracles and supernatural deeds. In fact, his legend is filled with stories that seem to blur the line between reality and myth. According to one account, Nicholas resurrected 3 murdered children who had been chopped up and hidden in barrels by a wicked butcher. This miracle earned him the title of the patron saint of children. Other tales describe Nicholas calming storms at sea, protecting sailors, and even confronting demonic forces. Yes, you heard that right. This beloved figure associated with Christmas cheer was once depicted as a fierce warrior against evil. But here's where things take a darker turn. These miracles and myths made Nicholas a powerful symbol in the early Christian church. And with power comes control. Over time, his image was manipulated, altered, and sometimes weaponized by religious authorities to serve their agendas. Could it be that the figure of Saint Nicholas was reshaped to fit a narrative that suited the church or political powers of the time? What if his true identity was more radical than we've been told? As Christianity spread through Europe, Saint Nicholas became intertwined with older pagan traditions. In fact, some historians believe that the church used Nicholas to Christianize existing pagan festivals and beliefs. Consider this: before Saint Nicholas, there were ancient winter gift-givers like Odin, the Norse god who rode an 8-legged horse and delivered gifts during the winter solstice. In Germanic folklore, there was Krampus, a horned creature who punished naughty children, a stark contrast to the kind-hearted Nicholas. So what happened? Over time, these pagan figures and rituals were blended with the story of Saint Nicholas. It was a way to make the new Christian faith more acceptable to pagan converts. But in doing so, the true essence of who Nicholas was may have been lost, diluted, or deliberately hidden. And here's where things get even creepier. Could the modern depiction of Santa Claus, a figure who knows if you've been naughty or nice, be a sanitized version of these older, darker traditions? Was the jolly Santa created to hide something more unsettling about Nicholas's connection to ancient beliefs? Stick around, because we're about to uncover even more chilling connections. The transformation from Saint Nicholas to Santa Claus didn't happen overnight. In fact, it took centuries and involved a mix of cultures, folklore, and even corporate interests. In the 16th century, during the Protestant Reformation, veneration of saints fell out of favor in many European countries. But Saint Nicholas's legend was too strong to disappear. In places like the Netherlands, the story continued through the figure of Santa Claus, a stern, saintly man who delivered gifts on December 6th, the feast day of Saint Nicholas. When Dutch settlers brought the tradition of Santa Claus to America, the figure gradually evolved. By the 19th century, thanks to writers like Washington Irving and Clement Clarke Moore, Santa Claus transformed into Santa Claus, a cheerful, rotund man who delivered gifts on Christmas Eve. But here's the kicker. This jolly, commercialized Santa Claus was further cemented in our minds thanks to Coca-Cola's advertising campaigns in the 1930s. The company popularized the image of Santa as a red-suited, white-bearded, smiling grandfather figure. So was this evolution just a natural cultural shift? Or was it part of a deliberate effort to erase the deeper, darker, and more complex figure of Saint Nicholas? Has the real identity of Saint Nicholas been hidden behind a corporate-friendly sanitized mask? Hold on, because the deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. While modern Santa Claus is all about joy and innocence, Saint Nicholas's legacy has a much darker side. In many cultures, the feast of Saint Nicholas wasn't just about receiving gifts, it was also about judgment and punishment. In parts of Europe, Nicholas was accompanied by terrifying figures like Krampus or Black Peter, who would punish disobedient children. These companions represented the darker, punitive side of the legend. Could it be that the sanitized Santa Claus was designed to erase this idea of judgment and accountability? Was the transformation of Nicholas into a jolly old man a way to hide the harsher realities of his legacy? It's almost as if the real story of Saint Nicholas, the one involving miracles, punishments, and battles with evil, was intentionally replaced with a harmless fairy tale. But why? Could the true identity of Saint Nicholas have been considered too dangerous or controversial for modern society? So now, let's confront the chilling possibility. What if Saint Nicholas was never meant to be just a symbol of kindness? What if his true identity, as a man who stood against corruption, evil, and injustice, was hidden because it threatened the powers of his time? The early church knew the power of symbols. By controlling the narrative of Saint Nicholas, they could control how people understood faith, morality, and even fear. And later, by turning Nicholas into the modern Santa Claus, corporations could turn that symbol into something that promoted consumption and compliance. What we're left with is a figure that has been stripped of his deeper meaning, his defiance, and his power. The real Saint Nicholas was a man who performed miracles, battled darkness, and stood up for the vulnerable. The Santa Claus we know today is a comforting illusion, a shadow of the truth. And now that you know this, you might never look at Santa Claus the same way again. So, what do you believe? Is the story of Saint Nicholas just a harmless evolution of folklore, or is there a hidden agenda that has carefully erased his true identity? Is Santa Claus a joyful symbol of the holidays, or a mask designed to keep us from remembering a figure who once stood up to darkness and injustice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this deep dive eye-opening, chilling, or thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There are more secrets to uncover and more hidden truths to reveal. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, history is full of mysteries waiting to be unwrapped.